This is a story about a man who stopped chasing more and finally got his life back. A man grew up in a small coastal town in Indonesia. Fishing wasn't just his job, it was his identity. His father was a fisherman, his grandfather was a fisherman. Every man he admired growing up left before sunrise and returned smelling of salt and fuel. So when a man inherited his father's fishing boat, no one questioned it. This was what man did. At first, the work felt hard, but honest. You went out, you caught fish, you sold them, and then you went home. But over time, things began to change. The weather became unpredictable. Storms came faster. Fuel prices rose. Fish became harder to find. Some days, a man returned with barely enough catch to cover the costs. But pride is heavy. Instead of scaling back, he did what many of us would probably do. He chased for more. Longer shifts, riskier trips, going out even though he shouldn't. Because in his mind, stopping meant failure. A man had a wife and 2 children. Whenever his children asked him if he would be home for dinner, he couldn't answer. When his wife asked him if the sea was safe, he said yes, even though sometimes it wasn't. He constantly had a knot in his chest. At night, instead of sleeping, he calculated debts. Most people around him said the same thing. That's just how life is. But quietly, something inside him began to break. One evening after returning early because of rough water, a man sat on the shore watching other boats head out. He realized something uncomfortable. He didn't envy their catch. He envied their certainty. They looked calm, accepting, but most importantly, they looked present, which a man felt like he wasn't. A few weeks later, a man did something no one expected. He sold his boat. Not because he failed, but because he was exhausted. And naturally people started talking. Some said he was weak. Others said he'd lost his courage. Fishing wasn't just income. It was status. Without the boat, who was he? A man didn't start a big business. He didn't level up immediately afterwards. He used the money to open a small fish drying operation on land. Same fish, same knowledge, different place. Income was small at first, but predictable. Months passed, then years. The business didn't make him rich, but it made him what it wasn't before. Present. He walked his children to school. He ate dinner with his family. He laughed more. He slept at night. He stopped watching weather forecasts in fear, and he stopped feeling like every decision was a gamble. One day, someone asked him if he missed the sea, and a man replied, "I miss what I was before I was afraid." This isn't a story about quitting. It's about choosing sustainability over pride. About understanding that not every step back is a failure, and not every sacrifice is necessary. Sometimes the bravest decision isn't pushing harder. It's knowing when enough is enough, and choosing a life that you actually want to live. Have you ever held on to something because letting go felt like losing, even though it was costing your peace?